Hi, this is Tim's wife, Lindsay, and you're listening to 20TIMinutes.
Thanks, Linz, for that lovely introduction. Like she said, that was my wife, Lindsay. Believe it or not, that was not her first take. The other ones were laugh out loud funny. So I'm going to be playing those outtakes at the end of the episode, so you definitely want to hear those. I've listened to them like 10 times now. Every time, hysterical. But what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in for 20TIMinutes. Had some good feedback on the first episode. I was very surprised. I thought about like 9 people would listen to it. My dog's already barking. Already disappointed my mom. Like I said, I'm going to try not to swear, and she already called me out on Instagram, so that was nice. That was nice of her. But welcome back, episode 2. I wanted to touch on last episode where I talked about road rage and how it doesn't bother me. Kind of got called out on that. I had a little story on my other Instagram, my personal one, Timmy Tacoma, if you want to follow it. So I came home and someone was parked in my driveway, and I was like, that is a wild move by somebody. And it was a box truck, and I was like, what's going on? So I was looking up and down the street, nobody. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to block this person in, see who it is, have a conversation with them, be like, hey, you're pretty wild. So I blocked him in, and I was just so anxious because that's me. Kept looking out the window like the house cat I am. And then I look, and I'm like, that is a familiar body shape. And I'm like, I think I know that guy. So long story longer, turns out to be my father-in-law's friend who does a lot of housework. And by housework, he does a lot of work on my house. And I was like, damn. He was doing work across the street. So he had his back turned, so I don't think he saw. So I ran outside and moved the car into my other driveway. Yep, I have a second driveway. Don't even know I was that mad about him parking in my driveway, but a lot of people agreed. So I moved my truck, and then I called my father-in-law, and I told him about it. We had a good laugh. Called me back about 10 minutes later. He was like, yeah, it looks like Tim already blocked me in. Damn. So, again, I don't know why I get so worked up about that. That was more like driveway rage. I know if I said driveway rage too fast, it would not sound right. But yeah, that was how my day went the other day. Having a good day today. Today's actually my mom's birthday. Shout out my mom. I love her so much, so happy birthday to her. And tomorrow's Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. And if you listen to this now, I hopefully you have a good Thanksgiving tomorrow. Just got back hanging out with my father-in-law again. Did some yard work for him. He hosed me out for some work. Don't mind doing it because I don't know how to do anything, and he teaches me a lot. Did some lunch, and now here I am back recording. So back to my wife. She is my best friend. We've been married since 2015, and I think we've been together since 2007. Shit. No, not 2007. 2011? I don't know. Either way, you can ask her. Yeah, she is a delight. Everyone loves her. She's adorable, and she's the most unintentionally funniest person I know. Her jokes and the way she just says and goes about her daily life is ridiculous. And I love her. But we've been married. Obviously, like I said, I have mental health issues, and she has seen the best and worst of me. And we weren't doing too hot last year, and she always stuck by me. Never gave up on me because she knew I was down there somewhere. And just goes to show, you got to have people like that around your life, even if they're not a spouse or someone in a relationship with you. I'm just glad I found somebody like that because I don't think a lot of people would have stayed with me. I am a lot to deal with. If you lived with me or deal with me on a daily basis, I can be a lot. Not easy to live with. I like my certain set of, not rules, but I get a little bit of OCD. I like to do certain things. Like when we go food shopping, I have to organize the drawers, the cabinet, the fridge. I gotta have things my way. That's why I'm pretty good at Tetris. I gotta make everything right. So we do a lot of, we help each other out. That's what's good. I do certain things, she does certain things, and you just gotta work as a team, you know? She's the best, and I love her so much. But enough about her. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll talk about her all day. We love doing things together, playing board games, card games. We play a lot of Rummy 500, and she has the upper hand on me. But I beat her in everything else. Video games, Crossfire, Sorry, Clask, you name it. We also love dancing. She's an okay dancer, a.k.a. she's not that good. And I'm a phenomenal dancer. It is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad in marriage, right? But we're also big into music. We have a collaborative playlist on Spotify, which I love how they do that. where you can share a playlist and add your own songs. If you have one with me, you a real one. We have about 300 songs on there, and it's called That Slaps Volume 1. It's crazy how much music can influence your mood, whether it's something positive, negative, or anything in between. We share a lot of songs that are like, quote unquote, our songs if they play. Like our unofficial wedding song was Shaka Khan, Ain't Nobody. And then our actual wedding song is Buddy Holly, True Love Ways, phenomenal song. And then there's Starship, Nothing Is Gonna Stop Us Now. I'm not sure if you heard it, but it's a classic. It was actually in this movie, Skeleton Twins, with Bill Hader and what's her name? Kristen Wiig, that's right. And they have this scene where they dance to that song, and Kristen Wiig's character is having none of it. And Bill Hader's character is singing it in her face until they sing it together. One time I was down in the dumps in bed, and she came up playing that song and started singing it, and I just wasn't having it. But then we got jacked up together, and she like pulled me out of being depressed in bed. So that song also plays a big part in our relationship. I listen to a lot of music. I feel like I have a good taste in music. I like a lot of different styles, different genres. I can't get into country. If you like country, you're kind of a weirdo. I feel like you can't dance to country. Like there's no, like you can do like the arm shoulder sway, but it's like, that's not fun. It's like rain makes corn and corn makes whiskey. If you're a country fan, you are very annoyed by me by now. But there's so many songs that like when I'm driving to work hit me in the feels, whether it's something positive or negative. Like I'll pretty much listen to everything. Like my grandfather got me into like the Temptations, and then I'll throw on like 3-6 Mafia. Like I'll even throw on some Spice Girls. Not ashamed of it. Stop. That's a jam. People forget the best singer in Spice Girls was Sporty Spice. Listen to that song and tell me otherwise. You're a liar if you tell me otherwise. Why did everyone think she was a lesbian? Like that was like the big thing when they came out, and she wasn't. Why did we all think that? That was a weird thing. It was like when Hanson came out, we're like, dude, those chicks are hot. Not chicks. What was up with people? Remember girls would do like dance numbers to songs? They definitely do that now on TikTok, but like in like 5th grade, girls would like do like a dance number at the sock hop or like lunch. And even then you were like, this sucks. That always cracked me up. But then like I'll listen to songs that just like make me cry on the way to work. I'm not ashamed of it. I feel like you have to cry once in a while, even if you like hold it in to yourself. You gotta let it out. Like I have an hour drive to work, so I'm like crushing through music. Then I get to work and everyone's like, how was your drive? I was like, oh, I cried the whole way. And then they laugh and I'm like, no, I'm being dead ass. You know what song does that? Have you guys seen the movie Clouds on Disney Plus? I came downstairs and Lindsay was watching it, and I usually make fun of her for like movies she's watching without even knowing what it is. And she's like crying. I'm like, oh damn. So I sat down and like watched probably like the last 25% of it. And I just laid on the couch, like hiding my face, like hysterically crying, because that's like one of the saddest movies. So it's this kid that is like dying of cancer, and he writes like a song that becomes super popular. So like that song's on our playlist, and I can barely get through it. That's a movie worth checking out if you got some crying to do that you need to get out of the way. Go throw that movie on, get back to me, and if you didn't cry, you have no soul. So that's my movie recommendation of the week. I will forget to do that every week, but go watch that. But recently on my social medias, I was asking people what song motivates them, and everyone had some good suggestions. Florence and the Machine, Shake It Out, absolute jam. Dilated Peoples, Worst Comes to Worst. Those are two of my faves that I already had on my list. So that Beastie Boys book I referenced last week, they have a section at the end where they all made their personal mixtape, which is like music that influences you, or music that if you played, you would probably think of that person. And I make that. I make those. And I feel like everyone should. So I made one that I'm going to share that pretty much sums me up. It's just 20 songs because, 20 minutes. Get it? Nailed it. But a big song on there I really love is by this band called the Kings of Nuthin. They're like rockabilly mixed with like punk. They're from Boston. Unfortunately, they don't play anymore. The lead singer, Tor Skoog, ended up killing himself. And that was quite some time ago before I knew I had some problems. And I think at that point, I'm like, damn. I'm like, you have no idea. And they have this song, Only Time, that I really like, and the lyrics behind it. I believe that's on the playlist, but you should also check that out. So that's Song of the Week, Kings of Nuthin, Only Time. Again, Probably won't remember to do that. So go listen to that. I'm actually glad I got out of the house today because I've been putting off chores. I got all these leaves I got to get out of the backyard, and I just don't want to do it. I am very lazy in my own right. I actually don't like doing things by myself out in public. I don't really know why. I always need like an audience, so that's where like Lindsay and my friends come in. I do so much better with people around me because I feel like I have to make people laugh, which I love to do, even if I'm not funny. Because if you know me, you never run into me in public by myself. If you see me, I'm with somebody at all times. I need like a chaperone. And I don't know what it is. Like, it's not that I think people are judging me. I just don't like confrontation, even though I blocked that guy in my driveway. That just goes to show how bipolar I am. I'll be like, you know what? I will do this today. And then I'm like, today, I'm not going to do that. I know there's like a word for it to like be scared of going out by yourself. And I don't know what the name is. So I apologize. Again, I'm not a professional in this. I'm just telling you stories that I deal with, maybe that you can relate to. And there goes my dogs barking again. I let them outside, but my dogs are even louder outside somehow. I have a blind dog named Fanny, and she's been digging holes in the backyard. She has zero fear. Zero fear. I don't understand it. She has a missing eye, and the other eye looks like a zombie eye. She cannot see a thing, but she gets around and stares at us like she can see. But I went to like Target by myself the other day. And by other day, I mean yesterday. Everything is the other day. I don't care if it's 20 years ago or today. But I went to Target, and I did good by myself. Because I had to go get a new charger for my ancient MacBook. Because I bought 2 replacements off Amazon, and they both like melted and broke within like 2 weeks. And I was so pissed because I was getting ready to record, and my laptop was at like 2%. So I had to go out and get one because I had a therapy appointment as well. And so I needed to talk to her. So I had to go to Target, and I thought I saw one in the case, asked some kid to come over, was wicked awkward about it. He was more awkward than me. I was like, hey, I can you get that for me? And he's like, I don't have a key. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So he disappeared, and I just wanted to walk away. And I didn't, and I waited. Then I found out that wasn't even the one I needed. So he came back, and he was like getting ready to open. I was like, hey, man, sorry, I don't need it anymore. I just didn't want to be a dick and then have him be like, that guy was a dick for just leaving. But that's usually my MO. I don't answer phone calls. I don't return phone calls. I had an old therapist before the one I had now. Well, not therapist, like the person that prescribes me medicine. Like I changed it because she was just old and freaked me out. So she called me a couple times, and I didn't call her back to cancel. And I feel terrible, but I get so anxious having to tell people, not negative things, but negative-ish, if that makes sense. So I just kind of sweep everything under the rug until it overflows and I lose my goddamn mind. You know what it is too? I'm the pee shy guy. I can't pee with people around me. I need to be in the zone, need to be by myself, or I need to be wasted. I'm like that guy in Waiting where I just can't pee. Underrated movie. So I made a quick stop to Mary Lou's today by myself. Big boy. And what's up with Mary Lou's? Like the people that hang out at Mary Lou's are like wicked old. It's like the guys that can't go to the strip club anymore, so they stay at Mary Lou's and just talk to the underage girls. That's the vibe I get. I don't know if that's how it is, but that's the vibe I get. So I did one of those things where like you pay for someone's coffee today because someone did it to me the other day, and then I felt obligated to do it for the person behind me because I was like, shit. I was like, now I feel like an asshole if I don't do this. And I was like, I wasn't mad, but I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready to do this. And I was like, what if the person behind me has like a $50 order? I'm like, I'm not ready for this. So I did that today. And then I just sped off because I don't want recognition. And I'm only telling people today about it because like I feel like you should do that for somebody today or this week. I don't even know if I cheered that lady up. She could have been in the same position I was where I was like, God damn it. Now I'm obligated to help somebody out. But that's what the key is, people. You got to do that. But yeah, I sped right away because I didn't want any eye contact reaction. I actually went out of my way for a longer drive to my stepfather's house just so I wouldn't interact with this car because I didn't want, thank you. You're welcome. I just paid it for it. Okay, have a good one. Yeah, I don't want that interaction. I can't do those. But man, I still can't thank people enough for actually tuning in and listening. Hopefully this episode is as good as the first one, or I don't know if people are just saying nice things to say them and they weren't even listening. Even that, it's all right. So I work overnights, and what I do is just look up how to help promote the podcast or other things I can do to help, because I want to like do this for real. Like the logo looks real. The sound is hopefully good or better than what you expected. So I'm on like Twitter, typing in the search engine for podcast recommendations and just finding people that are writing that. And then I reply back with mine. But I kind of give them a warning. I'm like, hey, I know this is self-promotion, but maybe this will do you good. And then actually people replied back with like details about my episode and liking it. So if you hear from Twitter, thanks for taking my word on the podcast, and hopefully you like it. And then Instagram, there's a lot of good positivity, but you got to like search for it. Like none of this World Star and Barstool comments, they're just so negative. But like the whole community of like mental health Instagram accounts is like very good and motivating. So those people have been good. They've reached out to me, and I've had little chats with them. I just want to be interactive with people I don't know. Like I'm already super interactive with the people I do know. And with all the time I have on the midnight shift, I am available to talk when I am free. But I do appreciate you checking out the podcast once again. Please find me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, 20TIMinutes, just like the title of the show. And come and chat with me. I talk about myself. Talk about yourself. What are you about? What's going on? How's things? You sad? Let's talk about it. You happy? Let's talk about it. I did tell my therapist I started a podcast, and I was like super nervous that she'd be like, yeah, that's not a good idea. But she was gassing me up. She was like, I can't wait to listen. So shout out my therapist for keeping me somewhat sane. I like to call myself a functioning psychopath because I'm self-aware of how crazy I am. I'm managing it. This has been a good outlet. So again, I appreciate you checking me out. But yeah, go out and do something good for somebody today or the next day. Pay for someone's coffee, tickle them, give them a hug, do something. Cheer somebody's day up that you don't know. Maybe not tickle them. That might be weird. But hopefully you follow me on Instagram. I've been putting my hand in making memes. Doing all right, I feel like. I giggle at them. I don't know if people are just liking them to like them, but I'm such my own worst critic. I just feel like everyone is just doing it to do it. Like I'm just some Make-A-Wish guy. I think people actually like it, even if it's just one of you. I really appreciate it. I say appreciate it a lot if you don't know. So I appreciate it if you don't point that out to me when I see you. Another thing that drives me nuts, and if you do this to me, I'm just saying it, so don't do it to me. I second guess everything, and I look into everything too deep. Like if I'm like, hey, you want to do something tonight? And you reply, sure. I'm like, they don't want to hang out. That's it. That's all right. And then I'm like, hey, man, it's cool if you don't want to hang out. They're like, yeah, dude, like what's going on? And then if anybody writes K back, you got to have talks with them. Even the people that write HBD for someone's birthday, it's like, what are you doing with that extra time that you can't write happy birthday? Just write it. Just write it. HBD. I'm calling you out every time. My mom replies with K. Drives me nuts. But she also has her phone at like a super zoom because she is getting older and they need to see things. Shout out to my mom. How'd I do? Mom, did I not swear as much? Either way, get the fuck out of here. And there go the dogs. Got them riled up. I love you guys. Tell someone you love them. Do something good. And holler at your boy.
Is it over?
No.
All right. Okay.
Take it out.
Okay. Hello, this is... Hold on. Can you pause it?
No, just keep going.
Oh, all right. Hi, this is Tim's wife, Lindsay McCarthy. You're listening. I'm not good at this.
Well, that's cool. The first one was good. Keep going.
Hello, my name is Lindsay McCarthy.
Hi, this is Tim's wife, Lindsay McCarthy, and you're listening to 20TIMinutes.
Why do you sound a lot louder than I do?
Because you got to talk into it.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lindsay McCarthy, and I'm Tim McCarthy. Damn it, I keep saying that. Okay, hold on. I got it.
Come on.
Hi, this is Tim's wife, Lindsay McCarthy, and you're listening to 20TIMinutes. Hello, this is Tim's wife, Lindsay McCarthy, and you're listening to 20 Tim Minutes.